Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? We are. Oh, my mic's not working. Oh, there it is. Yeah. All right. I apologize, everyone. What's up? We're live from the first round of the ArmourCon 40K GT. We got some Tyranids on the table today, which I'm super excited about. And we are experiencing a couple growing pains from the stream. Unfortunately, our digital scorekeeper pooped out on us, so I'm going to be doing my best to keep track of the score on the score sheet on the stream. I apologize if it's a little bit delayed, but I will be getting that updated as soon as possible. Lists are in the bot, ! Lists over there in the chat if you want to get access to those. But today we have Zachary playing Tyranids over here with these beautiful xenomorph-themed green and black Tyranids. That is going to be on the right-hand side of the stream. Look at these gorgeous boys. Versus Erik on the other side, playing Necrons. I don't know where his stuff is right now. Is he deploying or? All right. But Necrons on the left-hand side of the screen over here. Looks like we're playing battle lines today. Should be an interesting one. One of my favorite missions. Definitely tends to be pretty well balanced and provide some interesting gameplay one way or another. Thanks to everybody who's joining us in chat for some of our first in-person live streaming on the channel. I appreciate it. Webway Games over here. My Nids are going to be on stream while I trapped in the booth of the other room. Yeah, Zachary's borrowing some Tyranids today. But I do think Tyranids are in an exciting place right now. All of the Octaria spoilers are coming out, and oh boy, are they looking pretty exciting. Looks like we do have a couple units deployed. See if I can get a zoom in on those. Over in the top here, it looks like. We have some Scarab Swarms deployed for Erik. Hopefully you can see those on stream. They're a little bit off camera, off at the top. And I think he's also deployed, it looks like another unit of Scarab Swarms in the bottom. Yeah, he's just buying deployments with his small stuff. Obviously, this Necron list, very MSU oriented, lots of relentlessly expansionist Eternal Conquerors detachments in there to get OBSEC on all of those small units, which makes them super obnoxious to deal with. Am I excited about possible mono Leviathan? I was excited about possible mono Leviathan, but I'm going to be honest with you, chat. Based on, I went through the spoilers this morning actually while I was on my way over here, and based on the spoilers that we got, I actually think mono Kronos may still be as powerful, if not more powerful, than mono Leviathan. The Warrior's new ability to get +1 to hit to anything means that Symbiostorm can trigger on 5s on whatever you want. And you can potentially, alongside the Kronos reroll and that +1 to hit, and a Turvagon. I don't know if you're going to take a Turvagon necessarily, but it's definitely worth experimenting with. You can give a unit of Hive Guard, essentially, exploding on 5s, full rerolls on hit and wound, and then they double tap. So you do that again. And they convert approximately 150% of their attacks. It looks disgusting. I think Tyranids. It's interesting because I think a lot of the buffs they're getting are basically making up for some loss in sort of efficient, unit choices. They are going to require you to kind of or I guess create like sort of these suboptimal lists that don't just necessarily spam the best unit choices, but they make up for that with some abilities that those individual units can get that sort of force multiply ridiculously. So I think the trade off is really powerful. I think there's there's a lot of play to be had with the new Tyranid stuff. I was sort of excited for an alternative to the Harry Dan list, but Harry Dan might be back. I think you can now give +1 to hit to Harry Dan. You can give rerolls to Harry Dan. There's like some ridiculous stuff you can give to him out of the synaptic chain abilities. Yeah, some spoiler videos have gone up, chat. Some people have been reviewing their spoiler copies of the Codex. I'm going to go ahead and input the player's secondaries here. Hmm. Okay, secondary objectives should be in chat into the scoring. Again, I'm going to be doing scoring manually on my end. Hopefully we can fix that for future games so that the players can input the scores, but we're just going to do it this way for now. So this is some aggressive positioning from the Tyranid player. Obviously, playing triple Dimacaron, you don't really have any other options in total fairness. You kind of you're hoping for the first turn, and you're just going to put those guys on the line and hope they don't get vaporized before they get to do anything. Although in fairness, the Necron army doesn't have a lot of anti-tank shooting that can really kill them, so I think that's going to be beneficial to the Tyranids. Especially since those Thorax Spine Maw activations off the Necrons could potentially be very powerful against the reanimation protocols on the Necrons. But again, I think both of these players would love to take the first turn because they can both Alpha Strike extremely hard. Looks like we have a unit of Gene Stealers in the bottom here, the bottom right-hand side of the table with the Broodlord. And I think those are going to get dived on by a Veil of Darkness unit of warriors probably and removed from the table if the Tyranid player doesn't go first. It is an interesting choice to set up the Devourer Termagants on the table because, again, they're also another very squishy unit that can get wiped out very quickly. A lot of times you'll put those in reserve for a Lictor to bring in with Pheromone Trail, but we're just going to lay it all out. I think the goal is to go first here, and hope we can sink in with those Necrons before anything else happens. With the lack of sort of psychic defense the Necron army typically has, what we may be able to do is use Overrun plus a Metabolic Overdrive, or a Opportunistic Advance, excuse me, on one of those Necrons to double their advance move, and then get one of them up the table, you know, potentially 24-ish inches if you roll a big number on that Kraken advance. Then use a Hive Commander off the Swarm Lord to move the other one. You can potentially engage with 2 Dimacrons on the top of one if they're able to get in. And that's going to be pretty useful. That's sort of a lot of beef that the Necron army then has to deal with. And Necron armies can, you know, don't get me wrong, they put out a lot of damage, but whether, you know, it's enough to kill 2 Dimacrons that are in their face while they're being shot at by Hive Guard and have to deal with Gene Stealers and stuff moving up, it's going to be a little awkward. That said, the sort of amount of buffs that the Necrons can put down on this big warrior unit to move them up very aggressively, drop the with a Veil of Darkness, pin a lot of the Tyranid models in their deployment zone and kill like a ton of stuff is going to be pretty brutal. So, not to mention that we do have that Relentlessly Expansionist pregame move in order to get them into a safe place, if depending on who wins the roll to go first.
Swarm Lord. I didn't realize how nice it looks. Can you only kick Gene Stealers? Or looks like you can turn guns.
You can kick whatever you want, so it's the same thing.
Oh, excuse me, chat.
You have Commander within 6 inches of Swarm Lord, that unit. So maybe it just goes with those Termagants, thoughts, opinions, thoughts?
Double gaunt action. You have just a Lictor and Deep Strike, right? No Swarms, no more gaunts, huh?
Not doing the Lictor tech meme tech. That kicks in.
Just the Lictor.
There's 4 cents.
Lictorious!
Yeah. We will just go in this as well.
You still do that.
You are going to sit right here, so go for it.
Sweet cover. Okay. Alright. So you got a drop, right? So
Yes, sir.
my final drop. So really that's my borderline right there. Okay. Cool. That is my plan. Let's see what's the game.
Probably pretty appropriate.
Oh yeah, I gotta roll with it. So
I got a 1.
I got
Big 1 for Tyranids.
I'm gonna go first.
5 for Necrons. All right, well, Necrons going first. Not the end of the world, but it is going to be brutal for Tyranids
If that was the thing,
because they do have that Relentlessly Expansionist move into a Veil of Darkness potentially to deal a million bajillion damage. I imagine that we...
Spent 1, so I go 9. I start first with my 10 again.
I am at 9.
Turn dice.
And keep
Before the game starts, I have a pregame move.
And while you move, I'll probably run out for 15 seconds.
Alright. 6 inches.
Yeah, so I imagine...
I planned to have my warriors back up like 6 inches behind the building so you'd have no shots. And I was like, huh.
Imagine we see
I don't plan as much anymore.
the warrior unit teleported forward to engage the Gene Stealers on the bottom right. The Gene Stealers are sort of the biggest threat to those warriors, because the Gene Stealer unit, especially with some help from the Smites and other stuff, can potentially one-shot a warrior unit, which gets around their buffs to reanimation protocols, and that's really not what you want to see as a Necron player. Just the volume of attacks that the Gene Stealer unit makes up is really brutal for those Necron warriors. So I think the goal is going to be trying to wipe those guys out. I think I would like to have seen some more defensive positioning from the Tyranid player. Excuse me. You can, being High Fleet Kraken, you can kind of threaten almost the entire table with those Gene Stealers, so you can put them pretty far back, and basically hide behind this building. Oh no, my Telestrator's not showing up again. Excuse me. Let's fix that. Boop. Hide them behind this building, sort of squeaked up into behind the obscuring, and then use the lesser units to screen out these areas. We can see the Necrons are already up there, or potentially behind this line of sight blocking piece here, where they're super duper safe. But obviously we didn't see any of that, so they might get veiled on. No Harry Dan in the list, yeah, chat. Big mistake. Yeah, poor Silent King against Harry Dan. The Harry Dan list is a little bit worse against some of the other units in the Necron Codex, like the Tyranid, or the Necron Warriors, excuse me, are relatively resilient because you can't one-shot them, and the other MSU style units are like sort of difficult to deal with because he only has 2 attacks in the shooting phase, or two ranged weapons. But the Silent King lists especially are really awkward against Harridan because the Harridan just kills Silent King almost immediately. You get 1 turn out of Silent King and then Harridan kills you.
Gene Stealers are...
Which is pretty bad.
Okay, he's over there, so that ain't gonna happen. I don't know about that this turn. You go as far as that. Yeah, give an advance and charge.
Models with you can charge even if they lose this turn.
So another, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 possibly, which means, yeah, I don't think so. So I'm gonna go back to my original plan and everyone, use a pregame move to back up. Now that I've screwed up your deployment, I can just back up behind the building.
The Gene Stealers also have the Rending Claws.
This one seems overly cautious from the Necron player. Maybe, Veil of Darkness happens at the end of the movement phase. We could just open up that position with the Necron Warriors and then use them to move somewhere else, but...
Oh, come on, really? Thanks. So apparently my king decided he's just gonna start throwing pieces of himself elsewhere.
Is that a Citron shard at the very top of the model, by the way?
There's a Nightbringer. Oh, this or that? That's a Nightbringer.
Blue boy at the very top.
Yes, that's essentially its car battery.
That's sick. I've never actually seen that model before.
Back up a bit more.
Yeah, the awkward part about the Necron Warriors moving outside of the line of sight blocker here as well is that you can potentially kind of use the line of sight blocker to block their Overwatch. Since with the Silent King there, the Necron Warriors Overwatch is really powerful, given that they can reroll hits.
Not gonna show my plasma boy. Oh, and not gonna assaulted by Gene Stealers,
I think that's only like a 6-inch charge to get through that building, and you have potentially a Synaptic Lure if that's in this list. To reroll for free.
Yeah, okay. No warriors for you.
Maybe I'll look at these scarecrows.
If you're shooting scarabs, I'm calling that a win. Back up, all you want. Good game. They're there, so he's good for now. They're good for now. Okay, the Ray's moved, he moved, he needs to move up here a bit. Yep. Stay behind them so I can't get shot because I'm a character. And the king doesn't get the pregame move, so that's a waste of time. Okay, cool. That's my pregame move. That's my first turn. Let's get the party started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. I have Sudden Storm, so I get +1 move this turn. Cool. I'm to Directive 1, so another inch.
Face to face with a Swarmlord and 30 chromosomes.
Face to face. Now, is the Swarmlord a character, but he's an untargetable character? How does that work?
Say again, I'm sorry?
Is the Swarmlord an untargetable character or what?
I mean, he's currently getting Lookout, sir.
So, how many wins do you have?
He should have less than 9, if I remember correctly.
He definitely has 12.
Swarmlord. 12? Feel free to shoot.
So he's not under Lookout, sir. Which means he can be shot. A whole lot.
He goes Callus and Bones. The 4 up and bolt.
Advance the scarabs a bit. Scarabs advancing.
He's a 3 up and bull with his melee attacks. Right? Good to know.
Yeah, Necrons are just, they're taking the day off. They're going to sleep. Goodbye, everyone. We're going back to our tombs.
Okay, then. In that case. Alright. Alright. Not much over there, though. If that's the case, what happens. How far is it these, does Dave and his twin brother do?
They, I believe, are moved. They are moved 12.
What's the shooting off?
They explode. Final pinball.
Okay, king, 9 inches.
And it can move through terrain features as if it were not there.
Go up to there. I'm going to pull this, pull over a bit so I can avoid your dying horribly. And then here's, as long as you can see the hive tyrant, that's all that matters. Dave too, all that jazz. And then here's, you know, I got 30 seconds range, doesn't matter. Don't need to extend my range at this point. You.
Interesting that we spent so much time measuring out the Hive Guard start range and then just moved back into it.
I don't want to face Gene Stealers in combat. That would be bad. So they're going to use their veil and teleport over here.
Dark Veil thing?
Okay, so here comes the Veil of Darkness. Looks like we're going to push up into the Swarm Lord instead,
Pretty much this
which
entire
makes a lot of
time.
sense. If we can convert a,
This is what it means to go first. These two.
if we can convert a main here shot into him, there's like a pretty good chance he goes down to the shooting. Now, obviously, he is in dense cover right now, so you don't necessarily want to shoot him with the Warriors. But the Warriors can tune up the Necron for a lot of damage if they just pump everything into him with all of the offensive buffs they can give him. Plus, obviously, they're teleporting within 6 inches of the Silent King right now, so they're going to be getting their reroll hits in the shooting phase. And then if something comes in to fight them, they'll get reroll wounds against that in the fight phase as well. And this makes the target selection or for the Tyranid player really awkward, because you can't necessarily go into the Silent King until the Warriors are dead, and that leaves the Silent King mostly unmolested. I do think that we probably see the Hive Guard try to knock out the Maniers, but it really depends on how much damage these Wraiths are going to do up at the top here as to what comes back to engage the Necron army.
Do you all have Dave at least? Oh, his claw. Yeah, okay, I got that easily. His claw sticks over so much, it's like, okay. I don't want to go up top. I don't want to go up top there.
Might just fly over warriors and attack the Silent King. I don't actually know what the Silent King does, but we'll see this turn.
Does the claw count as him or not?
I've been going by the base.
Okay, base then. So that means the back rank is not going to have it. Unless I pull some shenanigans here, like on top of this crate. And I don't go on top of the crate because that makes your assault much easier. Although actually you can't put your down to Karen up there, so.
Yeah, he can move through one, but he cannot.
Correct. So I'm going to deny space for the Democharon. I'm still going to miss a couple of wars and yell my shots. So you know what? They're designed to take charges. So, take a while. Guess while the banner wavy guys are up there. You have one job, boys. Die horribly. In as gruesome a manner as possible. I'm going to regret giving you that close, because how close to the DC is from this? That is... No, God. Oh God, the agony. Is there anywhere else I can go? Okay, yes, I can put some guys behind the gate over here. No, he can't, because they can't go there. Oh, he can go there, nice. Just the one guy, though. He's gonna put 2 there, but that's not gonna happen. Okay.
Are they singular models, not a unit?
These?
No. The blue stripe one?
These, no, this one big brick.
Oh, I see.
It is a brick of dudes. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, this guy. He's the one that's actually teleporting.
As a clarification for the terrain as well, chat, these boxes that are in the center here, the event has some special rules for them. They are essentially obstacles infantry treat them as obstacles, but monsters and vehicles can move over them as long as they have enough distance to clear them. They are scalable, however, so the monster or vehicle, if it doesn't have enough distance to clear it with the entirety of its base or hull, is not able to end its movement on top of it. Unless it flies, obviously. So the idea would be that these sort of can marginally impact your movement, but don't necessarily brick vehicles trying to go through the center.
Okay. Scared over there. That's funny. I should have something on this objective. Okay.
I think these only went through a premium move, correct?
Yes. Haven't moved yet either. Around the wall's fine. Enough so that when you do kill the scarabs, a 1-inch advance. God, bending over this camera's killing me. Let's see here. I'm gonna do this. They're dead no matter what happens, so I'm just gonna do another crazy. Actually, you know what? I can charge you. No. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Hey, look at the horrifically bad ideas I can do. You can do that. That's fine. This will get me a first turn engage. Because you're gonna charge him anyway. Remember, I'm about to put him back here anyway. So at this point, it's like, okay. Well. If you don't kill him, I get the objective. Either way, I win. That's what he's gonna do, these guys. So instead of this, they'll do this on this objective. Okay. And I'm just gonna do this.
I see. The scarab.
So we're moving up a Scarab Swarm to try to pin the Gene Stealers in place in the bottom here.
They can take this one. That means these guys. Okay.
The Gene Stealers do have enough movement still to go around the side here, and these ruins in the bottom are not difficult. They're just regular light cover ruins.
Okay, you know what? They're in the middle. Screw it. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'll do this side. Fuck it.
We could also potentially see the Gene Stealer unit go in and clear the Scarab Swarm and then use Overrun to make an advance to the objective. But obviously, bleeding the Tyranid player for CP in order to do that is still valuable, regardless.
He's gonna go off.
Now, we do have the back corners of the table open for Retrieve Octarius data for the Tyranid player in the future.
Don't have them, obviously. Have no
And with the aggression that the Necrons are using this right now, it looks like those are going to be relatively open for the rest of the game. So I think we're going to see some Octarius data retrieved this game.
Falling stars and the big brick goes off. Retake. One mortal wound. Those gaunts. Goes off. 3 mortal wounds. Non-minus light shooting. Well, it's not shooting, it's a Satan power. Totally not psychic power. Very different. Alright, yeah. My shooting phase, since the psychic phase doesn't happen, I'm going to start off with the warriors, and they're going to light up Dave over here.
So we are firing into the Macaron with the warrior brick.
This guy. Dave's twin brother died. David? Davey. Whatever. Alright. I'm going to spend a CP to auto move on 6s, so down to 9.
And here come all the buffs.
The Davids?
Yeah.
The Davids are going to be 18, and they bracket under 10.
Alright, so I'm auto-winning on 6s, I get rerolls to hits, and I'm auto-winning on 6s. The last 2 warriors aren't in range, so instead of 40 shots, I get 36, which is just 1 dice cube. So I just do the correct thing, try to roll this thing. So 2s and 6s. Every 6 is something I want to save.
So 5 of Binbone and then 5 of Fingerpin.
So looks like a pretty good roll, and we do have those rerolls from the Silent King as well.
Actually, no, I'm going to reroll everything, because I want more 6s.
But we're going to try to fish for the automatic wounds.
Toughness 5 or 6 or something crazy? So, yeah, 5. I'm definitely going to reroll these. So the translation is, I'm going to fish for 6s here. Our old favorite.
Okay, 2 runs.
That's a lot of 6s, it looks like. We got 5 or 6 additional automatic wounds in there. Yeah, this is going to be brutal. We are winning on 5s with the standard wound rolls.
Not so good. Okay.
But it's still going to be a lot of damage. And then we also still have the Maniers to shoot with the Silent King itself.
Strength 5, so. Okay. I'll pick the ones that failed. Not a whole lot. That's why the odd one on 6 is, because nothing else matters. 5 in there. Here's 5. Here's 5 more. 16 at -2.
16. 5 open bombs, and then there are flat ones.
1 damage each, yeah.
Okay. He's got an invuln and a counter.
Well, hopefully it takes some damage.
5, 10, 15, 16.
So 16 wounds going through. We should see 10 or so on the Dimacron, and that definitely puts him in laser beam range of the remainder of the characters. That will give the Necrons a code of combat. Yeah, ooh, that was a terrible roll. Looks like we only faced 4? 5?
That many get through, and then 1 damage each, so we'll just roll these for funeral pain.
Where's the damage roll coming from?
He's feeling it for sure. As I punch a camera. 1, 2, 5 up, 3, take 6.
Okay, like 4 damage, that's it? Well, at least 5.
Down to 12.
Oh, is that all?
What's the damage roll on the Dimacron coming from?
5 a big,
I'm sorry, what?
Why isn't the Dimacron taking a damage roll?
Why isn't that
Feel no pain.
Why is it?
Did he get catalysted?
That's a psychic power, right?
Yeah.
This is the top of one.
So there's a bio thing on there. I don't know. I know he's got an
All
invuln.
the 5 up invulnerable save. And this model has a 5 up funeral pain.
He has a penalty if he kills something with his spot knot. He doesn't get it normally.
Okay.
Oh,
he
so-
took, way more.
Want to roll that? Okay. 16. Thank you.
3. Oh. 4 wolves.
Ta-da!
It'd be so much worse.
The judge gave me active judging powers over this table, chat, so we are going to actively judge the shit out of these games. I hope you're ready for that.
That's a bit better.
He
Okay.
took 10.
Yeah, so 10 damage onto the Dimacron after that. Yeah, so I think that was some confusion. I think the Tyranid player is relatively new. Dimacrons do not get a damage ignore roll as standard. There are a couple ways to give it to them. You can play them in Hive Fleet Leviathan, and then they get one from the Leviathan subfaction trait. But otherwise, you have to cast Catalyst on them, and obviously we haven't had a chance to cast Catalyst on them from the Swarmlord because Tyranids haven't had a turn yet. So they only trigger their natural 5+ or damage ignore roll if they have killed something with their special ability. But we haven't done that yet.
The Swarm Lord is T7. T7 12 wounds.
Okay. I'm going to have to do some shenanigans here.
So I think we want to. I mean, I imagine that we want to score a code of combat this turn. So we probably just dump everything into the Dimacron and try to kill him. Shooting at the Swarmlord's a little bit dicey because he is in dense cover.
But if I'm going to overkill him like crazy.
That's fair efficiency. Max efficiency.
I've got better involves. I'm better doing that over there. 8 wounds. He's not going to be able to pull that off. He just can't. Alright, I'll have the king shoot. The 2 Menhirs on him and his big gun. And I'll have the Staff of Stars go probably the Gaunt Swarm. Look at that Gaunt actually. Yeah, I'll have the Staff of Stars go for those Gaunts. And I will have. Yeah, that works.
Shooting through the forest?
Yes. Now, there's a mathematical process when you're using here. No. Mostly it's going to involve a strat and says no benefit of cover. 5, 6, 7 guns there? Yeah, it's what the students tell me. Okay, the Sonic King with all his big guns, the 2 Menhirs and his big shots. So here's the 2 Menhirs.
Coming at the Demigod?
Davey.
Big Davey.
That's what we'll do here, huh? Alright, so hang on 2s. We're starting this already. On the 8, we roll the command. Thank you. I hate this part. And I'm going to auto wound with one of them, so down to 7. And he's toughness 7, I'm strength 12, so a 3. 2 wounds at -4, 6 damage each.
5 up and
All right, here we go.
1 goes through.
One goes through, so
And here's his other big gun at strength 8.
Dimacron's down to 2, I believe. Yeah.
Eternal Glory, 2s.
So we gotta get him either with the staff off of the Silent King or the Command Barge could do it to get that code of combat score this turn. Ew, bad rolls.
This is how you lose games.
Not good for the staff with stars there.
You have one job. One. All right, staff of stars on the little gaunts back there. I'm gonna spend 1 to 9 venom to their cover. And the 6. I don't know. Every game, man. Every game. 2s. And I've heard to keep rolling quadruple 6s too. Oh look, more triple snake eyes. You don't want to do crap today, do you?
Trying to snipe the Karen.
Strength 6 or 2s. 4.
Not amazing.
Pimple?
No, this is on the gaunts.
Oh, it's on the gaunts? Alright, well, they fill both of their fucking impulse, so.
I took 4. So 4 saves, right?
4 save, sure. Oh, for what you said. I was holding 2 dice for some reason. I just threw them.
I was hoping to wipe that out, but I just, he just...
Triple snake eyes?
That's like 7 ones he just rolled. I needed 2s. And I had to spend 2 CP to get all of that for a reroll and everything else. Alright, last hurrah. I know he's bragging to high heck. I'm gonna have the command barge throw pretty much...
See, but if he explodes, he might take out the stones.
Alright. Command barge. The Gauss cannon on him, the Voltaic staff on them.
Oh.
There's a lot of fire splitting going on here. Alright.
Oh, thank you for a 6, so I get 2 more hits out of that.
Okay.
And strength 6, so 2s again.
So into the Gans. If we kill the Gans, we'll get Code of Combat regardless. Although obviously you do want to kill the Damakaran either way.
I'm gonna pull a trick here if I don't wipe them out.
Here, give me a second, make sure I'm not doing this incorrectly. Yeah, with the Tyranids. Alright, so they've been AP.
Okay, cool. That's good. Cool, hold that. 3 for that. So that means they're all dead, so I can't use my level 1 arcing now. Gauss cannon. Strength 7 on this guy.
Now we're on Mr. Dave.
2s.
So there's the Code of Combat scored.
Another 1 the rest of my game.
Dave, the absolute spiker.
4s. 1, -3.
Only 1 goes through. He could live here. No.
3.
Let's roll the 2.
2.
Alright, we got him. Almost survived. That would have been brutal.
See you, Mr. David.
So that worked out pretty well. That's a lot of split firing from the Necrons, but it worked out perfectly. We almost precisely killed both the Hormagaunts and the Dimakaran. Perfect efficiency. You love to see it.
What's the Swarm Lord's normal on the stage?
On who?
The Swarm Lord's normal on the stage.
The Swarm Lord, I believe, has a 3 at normal honesty. I will confirm. 1.
On stage is -2. There's 1 there.
Swarm Lord has a 3 of 6. And
Waste. Alright.
4 up in bone.
I can blast the gaunts up now. Okay, I'm gonna see the Swarm Lord. Okay, on stage here. Me on 3s. 2 hits. Snag. 5. So, 5. Nothing. Well, sure something else. Ignores involve stuff, so it's like that.
Maybe.
Okay, shot. No, the gun's on the board. So solves that. Okay, cool. That'll be my shooting phase, I believe. Cool. Assaults. Alright, so no matter what, if I double assault them, I won't get him anyway. I can't really avoid that. They can put the guns for impunity though, so alright. And don't ignore the terrain, because raise that fly. Is that kind of combat phase? Yeah.
Oh, this was an argument we had yesterday.
Actually, I have a better answer. Because the raids do not care about terrain at all. Raid 4. Okay then, solves that.
I believe those trees are detachable if you want to take it out of the way too.
Rays charging both, those rays charging just now. I got Overwatch. Okay, big raids. Oh yeah.
You're deforesting? See, maybe you're the true villain here.
And I'm gonna pull a wrap and make sure he can't go anywhere.
That's the fight his way out.
Let's see what happens. Other raids on these guys.
I believe the Rays do take the -2 for the difficult. Because they just ignore vertical distance. Or they essentially ignore vertical distance.
I can do pylons and fix this way. Okay, there we go. Okay. Any other ones I gotta worry about? No. Bueller? Cool. No.
Not charging?
No.
No?
Is there an intervention over there you can do?
There is not.
Okay. And I'm out of range of him. Okay. Okay then. Piling. Dun, dun.
Just for future reference, the rates do take -2 for 4S because they don't actually have the fly keyword. They just move through terrain. They don't ignore modifiers.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I thought the whole point was they could ignore that. Each time you make no move, actions fall back or makes a charge move, and until that move is finished, units can dismount move force onto your models and terrain features.
Yeah.
So the modifier is not a terrain feature, it's a separate thing.
Correct, yeah.
Even though it's a product of the terrain feature.
Right. Yeah, it just lets them move through walls and obstacles and stuff, but they...
Alright, let me move back a bit. I got like a 10 that time, but that is very disappointing because I've been doing that for a long time, and that's why I have them. I don't like rules that don't help me.
I believe they changed like the clock on the rule a little bit.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I'll have
Laying
to,
down the
figure
law
this
over
out
here,
first.
chat. Nobody's allowed to get away with shit on my stream.
You know what? I'm gonna have all the rays go on him. 5, 10,
Mr. Swarmlord, no.
20. Does he have damage reduction? Yes,
I do not see damage reduction, so it should be all good. So
Chance.
he's getting a 3-up invuln in combat.
So that's a chance, not a good chance. Hitting on 4s, they have 4 attacks each.
Oh,
Any minuses ones to hit or anything weird?
not that.
So with the 3+ invulnerable save, and the fact that without buffs the Canoptek raids don't hit that hard, we should be okay on Swarmlord here.
That is over half missing. Cool.
This weekend.
And you are much higher than my strength. I'm strength 6, you're up to 7. 5s.
Oops.
Yep, that is a whole lot of not much.
See if we can
-2.
take a look at what's at the top here.
Yep. Does 2 damage.
Making sure. Add 1 to the Swarmlord's invulnerable save against wounds caused by melee weapons.
Hell yeah, 3+.
Takes 1.
Takes 2. They do 2 damage.
Boosh.
10.
Good job, Swarmlord.
10 wounds on Swarm.
So, Swarmlord, fortunately, hopefully we see a voracious appetite here on the swing back. Swarmlord has a very good profile killing the wraiths. He does have to be worried about the invulnerable save because it kind of sucks, but you know, hitting on 2s, winning on 3s, potentially with full rerolls, and then deals mortal wounds on top of that is pretty brutal. We do have the charge onto the Termagants. This is usually why you see Termagants left behind or in reserve. They unfortunately, once they get engaged, they don't do anything. Although we do get access to a fallback and shoot and charge now from the new synaptic augmentations. So hopefully in the future we see these devoured Termagants do a little bit more when they're started on the table.
So 17?
Yes.
Out of here. Punch this tree to try to get your damage.
Let's get back there. That is all of my charges.
Yeah, only 7, Dad. This is a situation where you kind of hope to lose more Termagants, because if you can pull like the first 2 ranks of guys, you know, you can potentially pull out of melee
Could do that more efficiently, but
so that the pile-in doesn't quite catch you. Unfortunately, we didn't lose enough for that to happen.
Termagants just
Am I excited for the upcoming mid buffs? I am.
Termagants just punch.
They look absolutely disgusting. Although, in fairness, I think that they might.
Also, we're in dense terrain, aren't we?
I think that they sort of encourage like kind of a less dynamic playstyle, which is less exciting because a lot of the buffs are just sort of passive like shooting buffs. It makes the faction more powerful for sure, but I don't know if the lists are going to be like more interesting significantly.
For like the previous one.
Range, shooting, no penalty. No, okay, it's fine.
Doesn't care about melee or anything.
No. I think there's some hold the ground rule or something, but I don't remember what that is. There is something.
Yeah, the forests are defensible, so he could have declared. I think that the Termagants are out of line of sight for Overwatch. He could have declared an Overwatch and hit on 5s, which would have been good, and Swarmlord could get +1 to hit. Although I don't think, the Termagants aren't actually in the train, so they couldn't do it. Well, you could get +1 to hit from Swarmlord, but it doesn't do anything.
I'm kicking a wire, hitting on fours,
You unplugged it. No.
string off, and then 5 to wound. Oh, 2 wounds.
Big money off of the Termagant swinging back. If we can fail 2 saves here, we can kill a guy with an implant stack. No, he's fine. Rip.
Termagant's out here, cracking.
Down to 2.
Then Mr. Swarmy.
There is no AC in here. I'm sweating like crazy.
They had it on when we were first playing.
And it was great.
So he gets 1 attack with his tail. Then on a 6+ for this weapon, wound roll 6+ doesn't wound. Alright. So,
But what is with the Swarm Guard? Like, these gaunts can fight those raids. They're in range of that one.
oh, you're right.
You pile in that way and get some fights
Yeah.
off.
You played 40k in like a year.
You'd say the supplement kills the diversity of hive fleets?
They're
I'm actually not sure that's entirely true. The Leviathan buffs seem very good, and I'm interested to play with them, but I actually think it makes Leviathan compete more with the best stuff. But given that a lot of the buffs in the supplement are hive fleet agnostic, especially the synaptic augment buffs, or abilities, I think that you can actually, there are arguments to be made for playing other hive fleets. I don't think it pushes Kronos out of like the top spot right now, and I do think Kronos may actually have gotten like significantly more powerful, like I was talking about before. Some of the buffs just like mesh perfectly with what Kronos wants to do, and so you might just like, you might either play Kronos or a mixed Kronos Leviathan list, which I think could be super cool. You could potentially have one Hiveguard unit hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, and exploding on 5s, and the other Hiveguard unit hitting on 3s, full rerolling. And that's pretty alright. That's a lot of damage coming out of 2 Hiveguard units. And the one in the Leviathan detachment could potentially pre-game redeploy, which kind of repairs one of the biggest issues of Hiveguard, which is that, you know, once one of them is set up, a lot of times you run out of space for the second ones. Wrath of Mars on Fleshborer Hives. It causes 2 CP on a Fleshborer Hive. That's a terrible stratagem, by the way. I love the dig-ins, like the rub-ins that they said you can't Scorch Bugs the unit that's getting that buff. It's like so shitty. I was like, well, maybe you could spend 3 CP and like get this like huge wombo combo attack off with this Fleshborer Hive, and they're like, no, you get nothing. Like, okay, whatever.
But what if? So these are at -3 flat fleets.
So Swarm Lord going in, only 3 wounds. It looks like we did in Voracious Appetite there, a little bit of a misplay. And he actually doesn't kill any of the Wraiths at all. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that Voracious Appetite triggered. I think it would be worth it to try to remove the Wraiths. You could Voracious Appetite into a double fight, and Swarm Lord probably kills that whole unit. But we didn't do that, so, you know, it is what it is. Now that things are committed, you don't necessarily need to spend your CP on making things faster. So you can kind of just throw your CP into dealing maximum damage, which I would have liked to have seen here. Usually, I'm not a huge fan of like the forward deployment on the Swarm Lord, but I think it should have worked out this turn, but it ended up not working out super well. Unfortunate. So now we're moving over to the Tyranid turn. I think we should get a 3 on engage for the Necrons.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
We did nothing to hear about that.
Picture that there.
Behind here.
Oh, I apologize, chat. My alerts ended up underneath. Let's see if we can fix that. Tyranids should be able to soup Daka jets. Do they need them? Is that necessary? Hey. Yeah, maybe Tyranids just eat the biomass of the squig buggies and are able to steal the DNA that makes the squig so explosive. So moving on to the Tyranid turn, it's going to be an interesting interesting selection of what to do. Unfortunately, the Swarmlord's position up at the top here means that, and because he's stuck in melee now, he's not going to be able to Hive Command or anything. So Hive Commander's sort of off the table right now. Unless we see one of the Dimacrons sort of move aggressively this way in order to get Hive Commandered, like somewhere over here. The downside is that I think that, I guess we can just double check the list.
On top of it, these annoying crates. Man's a charge.
Yes, a success.
The Onslaught is on Swarmlord, and I believe that he's in range of the anti-psychic abilities on the Silent King. So Onslaught is a little bit, or is, you know, it's unlikely we get Onslaught off between a deny and a potential 4+ deny off of the Saracon stratagem, which means I don't think that we have the ability to really advance and charge this turn. That said, I mean, we're close enough that the Dimacrons might just be able to do it anyway. Now with Veil of Darkness off the table, you can engage the, and there's no Royal Warden obviously, so you can engage the Necron Warriors. And they kind of get stuck there. Although, in doing that, you do have to move up into the threat range of all of the scary melee stuff over here, including the Nightbringer, who's pretty terrifying. So I think it may be the play to run the Dimacrons this way. You can charge over these big obstacles because of the Dimacron's Leaper Killer ability. So you can start sort of bullying the backline of the Necrons with a Dimacron, and that thing, I mean, a Dimacron should automatically kill a Scarab Swarm with one swing. So potentially we see a Dimacron, you know, jump over the obstacle here. That's going to score engage, and that's going to put him in a relatively safe position. And then we see the Gene Stealers maybe kill these guys and overrun into like back here. And they might get some incidental shooting from the ranged, you know, the ranged attacks off the Silent King, but very little else is in range. And you can use that to try to set up a turn where they can attack the Necron Warriors. But I think we're seeing right now, like, sort of why you want Swarmlord to be a little bit more centrally positioned, because not having access to that double move means that most of these guys are significantly out of threat range of what they want to attack. I mean, maybe if we see a big opportunistic advance off these guys, you could see them get in on the Warriors, but it's like on the Warriors in their most defensive position, which is not really what you want to be seeing. I'll trade you a Daima if you can make the silhouette of Orc bits. That would look sick, chat. I bet there's some pieces on the Death Dreads brew that makes a pretty sick Dimacron.
Oh, it's so annoying.
They're there to be killed. They got them engaged.
That is fair.
Their purpose is served. They do anything else, it's just a bonus. That is more than they do most games.
I'm going to step away for a moment here, chat, while we're considering the
oh, look at that. Straight in front of me.
the Tyranids movement phase.
People have to walk. Crud.
Okay, base put in there, bye-bye, the guy. Oh well. Only incorrect decisions from here on out.
How big is this base?
Maybe.
Extra large.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my friend also put these, like, cool little things from Alien 2 on them.
Oh, the eggs. Oh, God.
They're so cool.
That's not terrifying at all.
A big Etsy purchase. What if I trained to shoot scarabs? That'd be really funny.
You could.
Can't fire into combat there, but I guess he can move his 6 up and then be able to see.
And fire once instead of twice. Yes!
Let's see warriors, and maybe the warriors die and I can start shooting
target him.
This point. Oh, right, he's a...
They're both targetable.
Cool. Alright, cool.
They can't target these characters, but you can target those characters. All 4 characters are right here. That's all 4 of them.
I am on a big assassinate.
And I'm glad you chose that, because it's a giant trap in my army, just FYI.
Is it really?
You got the Silent King, who's probably the hardest kill model in the entire codex.
Maybe.
You got the Nightbringer, who's just a Tan Shard, which is the limit 3 per turn, plus involves and everything else. They're both untargetable, and he's got -1 damage to the Necron vehicle, permanent transhuman. Good luck.
I'll do my best.
It's basically a giant trap. I want you to pick Assassinate, just to, you know, crud.
Yeah, it was the least amount of thinking I could have done at the moment, so I took it.
Well, best of all, if you kill them all, you still don't max it. So it's like, either way.
I can't believe Atomic Aaron's actually church scarabs. Very happy about it. Not mad at all. So, Psychic. We will go to this boy. If I can find the Neuron Throw. I don't know. And Symbiote Storm is Warp Charge 6.
Symbiote Storm.
Yeah, he gives him exploding 6s. Is that all? That's all he does. With a ranged weapon by a model in that unit, a hit roll of 6 scores 1 additional hit. Looking for Warp Charge 6. And I think he rerolls 1s naturally. If it comes up, I will look it up. Gets it with a 7. Symbiote Storm. Storming off. Then we have Mr. Broody. And Psychic Stream suffers E3 in addition if that unit is a Psyker or not. Alright, cool. Psychic Stream is literally just Smite, but it cares about other Psykers, or Psykers. Like explodes their mind or something.
He's back there, so.
So Warp Charge 5 on these boys to take D3. Goes off at an 8.
So fast movement now in the psychic?
Yes, sir.
You're smiting scarabs.
I mean, like, what else is this boy doing? Bring a scarab down to 1.
Cool.
That was Psychic Stream. He has the whatever barb, something barb, Miss Barb, Renaissance Barb, which means he gets +1 to cast, so I guess that was a 9. And then he gets to cast a additional power. Can manifest 1 additional psychic power, correct? And then I'll just do regular smite. You know, just remove that 1 scarab. Hey, I fail it on double 1s.
Ooh, perils.
It takes D3.
Can I reroll that?
Takes 3. I guess I can show. I'm just cruising along. How much does Broodlord have? He has 6 wounds. He took a big 3. Oh, child. I was wondering what that noise was.
Small child, what are you doing here?
Then I guess the one that matters, shooting. At 10 CP because of my command phase. Boy. Oh boy.
Options.
Options, decisions. If there's one thing I hate the most, it's decisions.
I force as many of my as possible. Well, you streamline your own list, you don't have to worry about it.
I mean, you said this boy isn't a character, or is?
They're both they're all characters, but these two are targetable. Keep in mind that this thing did have to die first. Basically.
Right. Sonic King is so cool. How long did it take to paint that one?
Oh, a while.
A while.
He's not awesome like other people are, and my skills are limited, so.
Probably,
And my building skills are also not great with these flimsy plastic things.
spindly. What's a defensive profile on Big Arm Man?
That is a 7. 4 pinball.
7 4 pinball.
And a 4 of armor, too, just because. Hey, some things ignore impulse and have no AP. You'd be surprised what comes up.
Or if he just starts eating bolter fire or something.
It's up to 7, so.
Sorry.
Remember, max 3 damage a phase.
Where'd my execute go? I'm sorry, what?
Max 3 damage a phase on him. He's just a hand shard.
Oh, interesting.
So you can't take more than 3 in one phase.
More than 3 in 1 phase. Good to know.
So basically, you want to kill in one turn. You need a shooting, an assault, and something else like psychic.
Well,
Some people have moves, some people have shards.
we're already past one of those. So I guess Exocrine will use a stratagem which I'm remembering as 1, correct? Go down to 9, so make him stationary, so I don't...
You want to be able to move and fire twice?
The Hive Guard will fire twice, but I'm just trying to remember how much CP it takes to make him stationary.
Which lets him fire twice, correct?
Well, he has heavy weapons, so it'd be at -1.
There's a ability to fire twice, and that's if you're also using the Hive Guard. So there's something in there. Maybe it's by default. I don't know.
Symbiotic devastation. Oh yeah, definitely. Select one extra green from your army. That unit is treated as not having in his base. Down to 9. Ah, 6 to 3. And I believe the Hive Guard thing is at the beginning of the phase, so Hive Guard will shoot twice. For 2, brings me down to 7. Oh, my neck hurts. And my beard is irritated. So
We're 6 feet apart.
I'm back, chat.
they
This is killing me.
yeah, they made the table size smaller right after Corona. So heavy 6, strength 7, -3/5. So Mr. Crean, Exocrine with his exploding 6s next to his little buddy here.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot at Big Arm Man. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting his name.
Nightbringer, it's fine. It's got 3 syllables, so 2 syllable max for simple characters.
He's gonna get his heavy 7 shots. Heavy 6, sorry. Heavy 6, strength 7. Numbers, they're hard. What does it mean, Mason? Hitting on, where are you, Mr. Crean? Weapon skill, I'm sorry, ballistic skill 4 up on his top bracket.
Big person, do we think Tyranids will get some kind of evolution ability built in?
So 4 ups.
Like a bonus every time a unit kills something, or perhaps a bonus versus the same type of unit?
Perfectly average.
I don't think we see anything like that, but were Tyranids to get an updated codex, I wouldn't be surprised if they had more of a focus on pregame selections so that their game plan was more adaptable. It looks to me, because they just reprinted the codex in Octarius, it looks to me like it is unlikely Tyranids will get a new codex anytime soon, though. So if you're like holding out hope for a new codex, I would not. I would be surprised if a new codex was, anytime within the next 6 months.
So, one more this turn if you want to try it.
I'll just fire the Hive Guard at
So we pinged one hit into
the King, Mr. King. I've never fired at a Silent King before.
the Nightbringer, but we didn't. Did we not double tap with that guy? That's a mistake. Yikes. All right.
He's up to 7. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're looking at a game at Genestealer Cult for sure coming soon. Which, in fairness, is like indirectly a buff to Tyranids because we're seeing a lot of Genestealer Cult, soup lists coming out of the woodwork nowadays.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So we're firing the Hive Guard into the Silent King. This should knock out one or both of the Maniers. So I think we missed that second Exocrine shot. I think that could have dinged up a Manier and made it much more likely we kill both of them. So it is unfortunate that we're not seeing that happen.
Also, having my hands around this camera.
We also didn't see the Genestealers move at all, which I think is problematic.
Okay. Exceedingly above average. Oh my god, I'm sorry, camera with big gut. Just
Nudge it around.
be like an action movie. 3 strings.
I wonder if we can move into, just commenting on the players' feedback here, I wonder if we just move into 2 smaller dice boxes, 1 for each player. That might be easier. We can catch both on camera still.
2.
6, huh?
6.
I'm sure I can root around and find some at this convention, so that might be what happens after this game. Just make things play easier for them.
Take a simple one. What is D3 damage?
Roll it.
A slick 2.
Yeah, that's fine. Down to 3.
Ew, only 1 went through?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh boy, that's not good.
Target now, right?
7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh.
I mean, imagine what it'd be. It's like, oh, I lost the first turn roll, probably lost the game, but I killed the Silent King. That's what we're going for.
Honestly, I'm hoping just kill 1 menu. You kill 2 menus, be annoyed.
So 12 shots at the Silent King, because might as well. It's the coolest model on the table. You need the victory of that over your opponent.
It's nice to want things, isn't it?
Well, this shooting is not as good on these threes. And then threes again as I throw that. Thank you. 2 more on the floor. There were 2 more for there.
You're supposed to roll this one too to count for that. All right.
I just
100% wound rate. You can.
All right, so that's the Hive Guard shot into the main ear. So this should knock one out at least.
This tree is really causing issues.
It's there. We'll fix that later. He's a tree brother if you go over there. Okay, 6
more 4-ups.
That was ooh.
Oh, terrible save roll as well.
D3.
Did we flub all of them?
What the hell was that?
Oh no.
You failed all these then?
Every last one of them.
Dang. All right. Well, that's gonna ping through. Should ping through both the main ears.
There's 2 down to 1. So the next one's gone no matter what happens.
Next one's
Just 1.
what happens?
Okay, so 2 down to 3.
Let's see a 3 on this next damage roll, so we get some on the Silent King himself.
3. He's dead.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a hell of a shot from that Hive Guard hit.
What was that?
That was amazing. Good job, Hive Guard. Now just
I'd be
imagine
really annoyed. I'm on the psychological warfare.
you're hitting on 2s and exploding on 5s, and you reroll your wound rolls. Now imagine that, chat. That's just a dead Silent King right there.
I would have pistol.
That brought to you by Warzone Octaria spoilers.
Correct. Assault 3 weapons. And then I guess we're just going on to charging.
Now, some awkward stuff that's about to happen here, I think, unless these Canoptic Raids get absolutely dumpstered.
Well, that's crazy.
The sweet taste of victory.
Unfortunately for the Tyranids, the Wraiths are going to be able to fall back and charge, so we can potentially see this Wraith unit here come back and just clip out the Hive Guard. I don't know how important it's going to be, but we also have the Neurothrope. It doesn't look like he's within 3 inches of the Exocrine to get Lookout Surd. So we may see some shots going to him, although I'm not sure that there's anything that has great line of sight, like maybe a couple Warriors coming in over here, but they only have a 12-inch range, so that actually probably doesn't do anything. Yeah, so the Tyranid Warrior unit Synaptic buff is pick a thing within 12 inches, it gets +1 to hit for all of its attacks. It's insanity. It's also in a Warrior unit, at least from the spoilers that I listened to, and unless they're misspeaking. I was in my car, so I wasn't reading the book itself, so a tiny grain of salt here. Although the pages are up online, so I think you can go look it up yourself. But yeah, it's on Tyranid Warriors, which is incredible because it's a troop's choice. You can take them for 17 points a model, and you just bring like 3 of them or 5 of them if you want them to be kind of hardy, and they sit in the back, and they give Hive Guard +1 to hit. And as far as I know, that also works in melee too. So even if the Hive Guard aren't doing anything, you can do it on Gene Stealers or something else. And then you have the Broodlord buff that was already spoiled to give them dense cover, and then you also have the Turvagon buff, which is a little bit dicier because the Turvagons are terrible and they're very expensive. But the Turvagon buff is reroll 1s and 2s to wound with ranged attacks. So there's multiple ways to give the Hive Guard +1 reroll hits. You can give them +1 to hit from the Warrior Synaptic trait, and then you can give them reroll wounds from the Turvagon Synaptic trait. And the damage output of that unit is literally off the charts. It's insane. I think they convert, like against a T7 target that they're winning on 3s, they convert like 15 out of 12 attacks with a Chronos attachment. Which is fine. It's fine. And then they do that twice. Seems fine. It's all fine.
So does that mean you have to go, so you don't ignore the, okay, so that wall is 5 inches high. So you have to go 5 up and over, or how does that work?
It says it ignores it vertically and horizontally,
All right, okay.
as well as in terrain features. So I'm not sure how to interpret the rules of this game.
Okay. All right, no, we're going to treat it as ignoring it, but you'll be able to place your model.
Yeah,
So
that is how
this
it
5
works.
inches get you far
The
enough.
players have worked it out correctly. I'm proud of them. Good job, players.
That's the question.
Yeah, you basically just measure from the back of the base to the edge of the terrain, and then you move there.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is Dimakarin, who's being incredibly efficient in killing scarabs.
You can do one this turn.
He gets a 9.
Yeah, I think you got it. As long as you place his base.
Yeah, even if we
I
have
thought
to
the
go-
wall would slow you down a bit, but apparently not, so.
Yeah, they can jump
I'll
over.
just say he can go around the wall and come here within an inch. Easy.
Somehow there's a diamond cannon in my backyard.
Surprise.
He's
Alright.
that was a 12-incher.
Surprise. Oops, all Dimacarons.
And
I think we're like an hour in, so we should probably speed this up. Let's go.
fighting.
Okay.
Speed this up. Have a lot of rolls to do.
I mean, you're tossing me that objective, you can kill them off, so.
I guess we'll do the diamond cannon first because that one actually matters. This is blackback. Yeah, black scale. So adaptive physiology boy. Diamond cannon has how many attacks? 6 attacks. 6 attacks, and it has a scything tail. So I'll do his tail at the end because I'm only using small dice. You can reroll the hit roll each time attack with me with this weapon. It is strength 8 minus 3, d3 plus 3. So 6 attacks coming at scarabs because this is what my life has come to. And he has a weapon skill of a 3.
Yeah, as much as it feels bad attacking scarabs with the Dimacaron, at least it has a very efficient profile at killing them. It's 3s re-rolling into 2s and should wipe the unit. They die automatically when it hits them.
No, I know you're double my strength, so.
And
you probably triple my toughness, actually.
fortunately,
Strength 8.
Okay, then 2s.
that means we're going to be starting removing these OBSEC Eternal Conquerors units, which is always helpful.
Okay, so roll like crap, and I'll have one left. Roll them one at a time because they're 4 wounds each, so.
I see.
It's gonna be weird.
So d3 plus 3. So.
Takes 1. Okay.
So.
You have 4 wounds each, so you rolled 1, did 1.
Yeah, so it's d3 plus 3.
Yeah,
so,
no, it just kills them.
So 4 each. Ah, damn
They
it.
just die. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, it doesn't
4 minimum. Okay. Plus 3?
That's what it says here.
Where do I get mine? Mine's all d6 damage. I want pluses. Give me a fucking 1 damage thing. No, I want 3.
I guess they're Forge World models, so they technically have newer rules.
Oh, they're cheating. Okay. I don't need to.
Yeah,
That means you should
okay.
have a good fourth world.
Yeah, that's what I've always
All right.
used.
I can interrupt. They fight first anyway. I don't care.
Definitely pay no attention that it's like a 250-point paperweight unit with D3 plus 3 damage.
Those scarabs are the closest.
But yeah, Dimacarons are definitely the most broken thing in Tyranid Codex.
Because I further
Whatever.
I can consolidate like the quarter inch onto this objective.
Yeah, okay, I was trying to stop. Yeah. If I interrupt. What's the armor save of the bugs?
Bugs should have a 6 up. I will double check for you. Gene Stealers have a 5 up in bone and a 5 up armor save.
The toughness 4 or 3?
T4.
Not worth it. Okay, go. Your T3, I'll strike back first, just so I can reduce the hordes of it, but it's just not worth it.
So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, so this should knock these scarabs out pretty easily, and I'm hoping that we see an overrun to put the Gene Stealer unit back here. That will not only give OBSEC on that objective, but also keep that unit relatively safe from like the warriors moving in the future. Because that would have to require the warriors to either move to this objective to hold it down, or move towards towards the Gene Stealers. They probably don't get a shot this turn because the Gene Stealers are so far away. And that would mean that they're kind of out of the fight for a little bit, which is nothing but beneficial for the Tyranid player. Now, unfortunately, I don't think either player retrieved Octaria's data this turn.
I have 1 small dice off.
But we do have
I have 1 odd big die in there for my Gene Stealer attack.
we do have some units in strategic reserve for both of these players who are going to be able to rod. And like we talked about before, I think the screening in the back line is going to be so awkward that we're probably going to rod pretty reliably.
And then there's the wound roll. Yeah, wound roll with 6 up, AP is minus 4 to select 1. So we're looking for 3s here. Take out all these failures. The big die failed, thankfully. It's just off. Here.
Thanks for the follows, everybody. I appreciate it. We are going to be live all day today for the next... We got 2 more games today, so the next 6 hours or so. And then we're going to be live again tomorrow. I think at the same time.
I hope you get 11 wounds or less. I just want 1 scarab left. Come on.
1 scarab on 1 wounds.
Yeah,
Well, I guess one of them was already.
As long as 1 of them left, that's all I want. You do 12 wounds, they're all dead. I'm pretty sure you got it anyway.
So these are minus 4s.
Okay, I got 6 up there. Get that first.
And then the other ones are minus 1 on
You got 12.
Yeah, so that'll burn that scarab unit. All right, let's see the overrun. Overrun. Do it.
Sometimes you pull a miracle, but not before. They're purpose. The Gene Stealers.
Oh my god.
Are
I mean,
over there.
this one's getting too much.
Purpose Surge.
No overrun.
I'm sorry?
Purpose Reserve, because the Gene Stealers is still over there.
Over there. I guess they could get their 3-inch.
You might as well.
Let's say they can just like push these boys this way.
You can't make the objective, but he's already on it, so let's just get free distance. Where are they going to go?
Just quickly and see if I can end.
Yeah, I don't think that
here and
changes things significantly, but it would have put
Not
the
a
Gene
coherent
Stealers in a little bit
person,
better of a
maybe it could be
position.
coherent unit, though.
Alright, while you're doing that, I get to fight first for the first non-combat charge unit, so my rage will strike at swarming.
Yeah. So here comes the Raid Swinging Swarm Lord.
Got 10 wounds left of armor breaking? Yeah.
I'm not gonna kill him. I shouldn't. I'm not saying anything because every time I say something else happens. So force to hit. That's cocked.
Oh my grandfather early this week. My lower back.
And that should score, the Dimacaron charge at the very least should also score Tyranids 2 points on engage, which is good, although with that mobility that they have, the Necrons are definitely out in the lead in terms of secondary objectives.
5, this one's Swarm Lord, you said, so 3 ups in combat. Apparently he's a good mob. 3 units. Oh.
6 damage.
Oof.
2 each.
Yeah.
And this weird.
I think we needed to burn for that double fight last turn to try to kill that unit. Getting stuck in with these guys is super bad.
6 CP left. I guess I will go down to 5 and reroll 1 of these. Actually make it so it takes 4.
Saves you 2 wounds.
$1 billion Clan Farm, thanks for coming and hanging out.
You said they were 5-2s?
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What? Toughness 5?
The weapon. Were they?
Damage 2.
They were damaged. Okay, so he takes 4.
Yes.
So we'll try
So
that.
take a 6, he takes 4. You burned a CP. I'm okay with that. Despite the fact that we all happily burned CP and tried to decrease mortal wounds, so it kind of works both ways. Alright, someone else gets to fight back, and then I get to fight my other raids.
I mean, I guess I'll be Swarm Lord, since I have the big dice in my hands. Mist or Swarm Lord? Now that you're
Tiny bit of a miss sequence, I think. It's probably more beneficial to swing with the Gants now, because they're about to get murdered.
And then your little tail? And
Although I don't think it matters. The chances they do anything to a Canoptic Wraith are super low, and it'll just heal anyway.
So one miss hits with his tail though. Let's go. And the big dice are okay. So we're all strength 7 against them. What were these boys? T6s.
2 C5.
Okay, so 3s on all these.
Yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out, chat.
Yeah, the tail.
Hopefully you guys are enjoying the in-person coverage this time around.
2.
So 2 wounds at
No TTS today. We're
Do my 4
we're here in real life.
So you can get, that's right, pass one thing real fast. Pass, failed 1. Failed 4. Pass 1, failed 1. So you will kill a Wraith. And since there's already 1 wounded, I want you not to reroll because that works in my favor anyway. So that is his entire fighting phase?
Swarm Lord, yes.
Okay, he's already came back up. Nope. Okay, go. My turn.
Yeah, no voracious appetite here is really hurting the Swarm Lord's ability to deal damage. This isn't really working out so well.
Oh yeah, it was one of these guys who died. Right.
Strategic brilliance over here. Okay. I like to kill it over here. Alright, I'll make Gaunts over here. Gauntage. Wow, you don't hitting Gaunts today, do you? You guys can roll above average. I'm allowing you to do that. Nothing you can do. 2 is 7 minus 2.
So that minus 2, it's just at least go on.
7 spiky tail boys.
Combat. You hit there, you can hit there, so it's just 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Fight. All the fights. It's like it's Fight Club or something.
Then I guess the Gaunts. Termite Gaunts. They each had 1 attack because they're the shooting ones. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10.
And 5. Cool.
10.
I'm surprised we also didn't get more damage on that Wraith unit in the Psychic phase. Although I guess there's only 2 Psychers in range.
And they were 4 up to hit.
Definitely an inefficient engage into the Wraiths.
Alright.
You want to throw
It's kind of sick today.
Toughness 5.
Look at
the Psychers in to deal as much damage to that invulnerable save as you
Stole
can.
my average.
Straight 3, so 5 to wound. Damn. Alright. 3 wounds minus nothing.
Toughness 5. Okay. 3s. That's small.
Got
Three
some
up.
shit today. Now into the Wraithy boys.
They suffered enough.
There goes a die.
Nope. Okay. That is that, right?
I'm gonna.
Heal in a bit. Heal in a bit. My free movement a bit. He's not touching, so I'm gonna go. Blades in the way. Try to go that way. Alright. That's all of our combats. Morale.
Morale on those boys. 7 die.
He's losing up. What was his last turn? Well, you know, most of them was the other squad. That's right. So I don't think it matters.
Oh, right, because they were the 10. 4 miles.
Yeah, that does. So, and I killed like a couple last turn. This turn 7, that might matter.
7. They have
Now the sword,
leadership 5.
the sword lord's there. Does that do something for him?
Probably gives them. What is that called? Synapse? Synapse?
Snaps. Oh, snap!
Nothing that I read for leadership.
Like an auto pass for 2. Because 7 are going to lose quite a few.
Yeah, 7. How's that math work out? So 7.
Roll a dice.
Leadership 5, I think I said.
Okay.
Yeah, leadership 5.
So roll a dice, and if you roll a 1, they're fine.
Yeah.
They are
Guys.
definitely fearless right now.
And if you fail that on 2 up,
Yeah,
then everyone else in the squad rolls.
it becomes a 2 up, so I will go down to a 3 CP for
But he's got
insane bravery. Is that what that's
Yes.
called?
Watch the game though.
I mean, yeah, that's the biggest unit.
Okay, cool.
Insane bravery down to 3 CP.
Cool. Yeah, I saved mine for this unit.
Yeah.
No running. What is up? Yeah, I killed Dave's twin brother already.
All right, top 2.
Yes.
So you're on.
I get a turn. Yeah, we're not going fast here. Hungry Void, we go +1 strength by charge. TP back. Okay.
You're on 2 objectives, correct?
Yes.
So 10 on the primary. Able to take out 15. Dave didn't do completely everything.
Okay. Chrono, my will be done. That's all I got over there. And okay then. I'm gonna keep his Satan power at that one because they're far away. I'm gonna have the raise, fall back, and go tie these up for the rest of the game.
Yeah, so moving on to round 2, we do see the race moving out to engage this Hive Guard and probably just clip out the unit, to be honest. The Hive Guard are not very resilient against Wraiths, unfortunately. We really needed to engage a little bit harder on the Tyranid side into those guys to try to remove them, and unfortunately that just didn't happen. So we're going to kind of pay the price here, and especially against fast, aggressive melee units like that, you do need to sort of give the Hive Guard their own little bubble wrap. Oftentimes, that's what the Gene Stealers are for. You just place Gene Stealers in such a way that your opponent cannot engage the Hive Guard, and especially because we have this big wall here, that actually makes that way much easier because you have this enormous section that can't be engaged. But it sounds like that's just some matchup knowledge that the Tyranid player is lacking. It is going to be unfortunate though because I think while the Tyranid player on the bottom side here doesn't really have anything that's really threatening them, obviously the Warriors, I think, are going to be out of range to get really anything done because they will have to move around the obstacles, and their guns are only 12-inch range with those Reapers. The downside is that, I don't know if that's going to be enough for the Tyranids to sort of come back from where they are right now. Getting mostly engaged, like their whole front line engaged by Wraiths on the top of one, and then also they're down a Dimacron, and they haven't really done much damage. And I don't even think this Dimacron charged effectively. We could have also seen an overrun here to get this Dimacron back in the back corner here, so that the what we're measuring now, the Nightbringer, was out of range. But unfortunately, the Nightbringer is super duper effective at killing Dimacrons because he ignores that invulnerable save. he's gonna either kill this thing or take a significant chunk out of it, unfortunately. And I think there is potentially a game plan left if we have Swarmlord remaining plus the Gene Stealers, the Exocrine, and the the Dimacron. But I think if we lose this Dimacron, it's going to be super difficult for the Tyranid player to come back in this game. This isn't just Gene Stealers and Exocrine don't hit hard enough to fight this brick of sort of terror that's standing right here. I do want to commend the Necron player for some good defensive positioning on the Nightbringer. One thing that you often see with Necron players is they just like run their Catan shards directly up the middle, and they're like, haha, I only take 3 wounds per phase. I'm invincible. And unfortunately, Tyranids don't really care that much about that because they can just hit them with Hive Guard, shoot them with psychic powers. If you block your own line of sight to some other stuff and you get the Nightbringer as the closest visible, you just dump 2 smites into him that should do 3 wounds, and then you kill him with a double move Dimacron or something and run away. But that's not really what we've seen. So it looks like Wraith's moving up to grab objective 3 with that Eternal Conquerors. They are going to be objective secured, so they're gonna take that objective away and drop the Tyranids down to maybe only 1 or maybe 0 objectives on primary. If the Nightbringer gets in here and gets a Consolida to the objective, they'll be or if he kills the Dimacron, either way, we'll be on 0 on primary for the Tyranids, which should be bad. So it looks like we're looking at a Necron victory here, unless things go horribly wrong for them.
Two spider, regen scarabs.
Oh yeah, they can.
Warriors.
Come out to play. All hurt. Make sure I get line of sight on at least one gun that's not through the woods. Because I don't want to deal with -1. Just say no to -1. Say it with me. Ew. I'm wondering how this guy manages this, but I saw like 3 guys here and the rest of the blob over here. I really probably should have just advanced over here, but I don't. I want my +1. I want to hit on
Yeah, the Psychic Action Relic's pretty cool. For the new Octaria stuff. I don't know, like the issue is I don't think it does give you it lets you know an extra psychic power, which is actually kind of a big deal, because Tyranids often like there's psychic discipline so incredibly powerful that you want access to almost every power in it, and sometimes you run out of like power caddies if you don't have enough psychers in your army. So getting access to an additional psychic power is kind of a big deal. Although, that said, I don't think it's as good as Resonance Barb, and I think that slot just gets taken up by Resonance Barb almost every time.
I get within like, what, 24 of the gaunt of the Gene Stealers and they're going to charge me?
Well, Swarmy's over there, so they do have an advanced charge. That's what
I'm going to solve this real quick. For some reason that they don't die. Sorry, I charge them over there, so.
You could have both, Chad, it's true. Just not on the same character, unfortunately.
To die more. As we like
you
to
got
do.
this extra cream. I believe in you.
That's what I had him over there for.
Want to reverse a little bit?
I got 2 things to kill over here, is the problem.
Oh, fair.
So I'm going to have to put them over here. I have to.
It is a downside of that. I don't think you can you can't source a +1 to cast on the guy who can carry the relic, because the only +1 to casts are on other relics or on Maleceptors, off the top of my head, which can't take relics because they're not characters.
More unique, and he was supposed to be Beastial anyway. Blackwash for everything else.
I see.
I just sinks into all the little patterns there, so it's like, oh, this is easy.
Makes it more defined.
I'm just,
I'll have to try that.
I'm gonna go just barely within 24 of the Gene Stealers,
Okay.
like by the barest margin.
See these boys.
That's fine. I'm gonna be able to shoot whatever I want. That's what I'm doing with him.
And to get shot.
That's that guy. If I get seismic assault again, I'm so annoyed. Alright. That will be most of you guys. I'm gonna pull this, make sure I'm in this table corner.
The 3d6 cast. Oh yeah.
Then,
Well, you can't you can't take the relic and the cast reroll, chat, because the relic is in the Leviathan supplement. You could get, is it the 3d6 cast is the Zoanthrope's synaptic augment, right?
God knows how many tournaments now.
I don't remember the effect of every single synaptic augment. That one didn't jump out at me. That's actually really good, actually. Our Tyranid lists just multiple little 3-man units, all with like the extra 15-point augments on them. So I got my 3-man warrior squad, I got my 3-man Zoanthrope squad, I got my my Turvagon, I guess, I don't know. Just like this weird like sort of Ocean's 18 little group of dudes hanging out. So it looks like we're angling for a rod in the Tyranid's back table quarter. That looks a little tough. Yeah, it looks like we got the we do have the flayed ones up top here. They're going to be retrieving Ictaria's data, so we do get one down for the Necrons. Yeah, it is max 3 augments for a 2,000 point list, chat, unfortunately. 3d6 discard the lowest. That's really good. That's good for that, like, I mean, that wombo combo is with Resonance Barb, right? Because you put it on the Resonance Barb guy, and then on a Hive Tyrant, is it every cast or the first cast? I should just have these open, I guess. Does anybody have a PDF yet? Is there is there a PDF available?
As far back as possible, please.
Trigon Prime, oh no. Trigon Primes have the fallback advance and charge, or fallback shoot and charge. That's such a good ability, but it's on a Trigon Prime, unfortunately. Yeah, so Zoanthropes are each time you make a psychic test. So you want to get it on one of the dudes who rolls 3 psychic tests. So that on the Resonance Barb guy, that's super strong. I guess they also have the benefit of being able to do it on themselves a lot. All right, I'll buy that. I bought Zoanthropes and I've never used them, so I'm excited to give that a shot. I think now that the rules are spoiled, chat, this coming week, for anyone interested, I'm probably going to grind a bunch of games on TTS, and I'll probably stream them as many as I can. I'll stream all of them, just kidding. So if anybody's interested in that, we're going to be doing that. So we dropped the Cryptothralls in the back corners here. So basically we're going to make use of the fact that we got first turn on the Necron side to screen out as many drop locations as as possible. I think there might still be something here. I'm not sure that we can close off this area unless those Scarabs come backwards, which it doesn't look like they have. But assuming that the Nightbringer gets a charge here and gets onto the objective where he wants to be, he's going to screen out like this, and then the Cryptothrow is going to screen out like this. So I think we get most of this space screened.
One man, Gene Sealers.
I got the Gene Sealers on. That's it. What a waste of time. So. Alright, so, not a 6. Got a 6. Nothing happens. Either roll under the squad size or a 6. If I get a 6, it fails. You have a giant swarm, and I roll another 6. Every time I roll a 1 or a 6, it's like, nope, what the hell. Okay. Damn a Karen boy over there. I'm so shooting.
Something tells me I think the Necrons are still probably going to win without getting an additional D3 mortal wounds onto this Gene Stealer squad.
Handle this, not the Knight. He should handle this. He's only target with the gaze, so I guess I'm going to gaze him. Use enough. I get 1.
D3.
2.
Damn Karen takes 2.
Mortal wounds. So he's down to
60.
God, that is a lot. It's not really worth spending a CP on this, honestly. But I'm going to because I can. Down to 6. Random to 10 power is very random. I rolled a 5. I think that's the power I desperately want at any other point in the game. That's not right now.
That would make sense with the way your luck's going so far.
The seed rules. I got Seismic Assault!
I don't know what
The one I hate!
What is Seismic Assault do?
It is useless. One of you with an 18. Oh my god, I guess it's. Okay. This is actually almost useful. How many G-Seals are there?
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Still the.
Okay then.
20.
This actually worked out. This never works
I
out.
forgot no Gene Stealers died because they were fighting Scarabs.
Select an enemy with an 18 inches unit, invisible as a 10 shot. Roll d6 for every model in that unit. Adding a 1 if it's a Tesseract roll. It's not. For each 6 plus, you suffer a mortal wound. Up to 10 mortal wounds. So they had to cap it for some reason.
Why? Just to make it.
Just because in case someone brings a 50-man unit, I don't get to have any fun.
That's fair.
6 is every Jet Gene Shield. I just roll.
I see at least 4.
Yeah, I see 5. I just rolled the best thing in my life, Justin. That's 8 dead Gene Stealers.
Hot damn.
That would have been the best Seismic Assault ever.
Well, I guess I can
Seismic
get
Assault is the
now
much maligned Catan power, but it worked out that turn.
The king.
Good shot there.
I'm not gonna win. King has other targets.
King doesn't
8
really
sixes
I can sit over here all day long.
is wild.
8 mortal wounds. So unless you got a feel of pain somewhere in there. That might have been the best CP I've ever spent for that. Wow.
Those 4 take you out of range of the king. I just can't wait to be king.
I got other targets. So the 4 out of there. Also out of this guy, by the way. So both. Actually, no, I got 1
You can switch Gene Stealer?
with the Catacomb command barge, not the king.
I see.
So well, that guy I can't shoot him with the barge. So your choice, you want to do that guy or not? Anyway,
It's fine.
that was the best Seismic Assault I've ever gotten.
You said you hated it.
I do hate it because I never fight swarm armies. No one's stupid enough to play them.
I just wanted to play these pretty painted Genes.
I love Gene Stealers, and if you want to hoard them up and take like 30, like 3 squads of 30, it works.
Well, you can't do that. That doesn't work.
Yeah, I never played Tyranids, but my friend had them here, so I was like, I'll play the GT, whatever.
This solves some problems for me, actually. These units have been reduced, so that's good for me. Alright, that means the Warriors have a good target on these guys, honestly, although I could just tie them up. He's got 6 wounds left, so, oh boy. Alright, I need one of these guys to kill units. That gives me points. I don't think the command barge can kill this guy, though. He can do some wounds on them. He has no menhirs left, so he's also not going to be able to kill me, so he's like, ugh. 6 damage. Alright, I'm going to throw the entirety of the king. Actually, no, I'm going to do the Ion Save on him first, just because. D3, 1, hits, and there's like a 5 then. Okay. It's a free gun, I don't care. Alright. All of the king on a for me there, trying to finish him off.
Is this a gun or a second power?
Oh, I don't have a second power left. He goes to 10 power. So, this might, yeah, that's right, shooting phase. I gotta say that, don't I? Okay, cool. Everything is, all of his guns. Here's his strength 8. All hit. You're on -1, aren't you? I still all hit you.
Jeez. Oh, yeah, only 4s.
I really should have done that cover, but I know I got that anyway. 3s. Should have auto-window models too. Thank you for the double 2s. Really. 3. This is a big deal. I need that. Yes, I have 3. Set on the 5.
So that was 2 wounds?
Yep. So on swarming, -3.
Yeah, so that's so brings you to a 4 up.
Those
I'll
2.
do it.
Actually, those 2 each. Two. Okay. And the Staff of Stars, which is not going to do very much. So how much do you take? He's got to be a pinball, doesn't he?
He has a 4-up in ball and he rolled a 4 and 5.
God. I don't want to shoot warriors on him. I want them to kill him and get me points. Screw this up for me. Alright, Staff of Stars. It's a total waste of time, this guy. Hitting on 3, so yeah, there's my cover. I forgot. And 5. One, -2.
1. You're up.
Takes a wound, of course. That's the one he fails.
Tanks.
I can't kill him with my HQs.
This table is feeling like it's about to break. Northrop, please stand up.
Alright.
Thank you.
I just don't want to shoot strength 6 at him because he's toughness 7. It screws it to heck. So
That's
bad. Alright.
Very feels bad.
I can't kill anything else other than maybe that guy would. I'm gonna get positive too. Jeez. Alright. The war's going to do this because I can't kill this guy. I'm gonna try the CCB. I'm gonna get lucky. 3 up in 4.
4 up in bone shooting, 3 up in combat.
Gauss cannon definitely.
We do have results from some of the other games of the GT starting to come in. William McFadden playing Orcs. A lot of squig buggies. 5 squig buggies, excuse me, 3 Megatron scrab jets, 2 DACA jets. Took down Greg Anderson, who we did see on stream last night actually, playing in the doubles tournament. Playing a sort of interesting sisters list. It was kind of sort of a split between the MSU sisters variety plus the mortifiers. You do have a big unit of mortifiers in there, but also 1 Retributor squad, 1 Dominion squad, 1 Seraphim squad, 10 Sacrosaunts, but unfortunately that went down to the Orcs. We also see Chris Vo playing Death Guard. This is a Inexorable Death Guard, excuse me. 2 Twin Volkite Contemptors, 3 Plague Burst Crawlers. Mortarion? No Mortarion, it looks like. So just a sort of Death Guard gun line. Took down John Del Isola playing Necrons also. There's a little bit more of a standard aggro Necron list. 3 units of 9 Canoptek Scarabs, 2 units of 5 Canoptek Wraiths, some Immortals and Warriors to fill out the back line. No Silent King in that one, just hoping to work out that Eternal Conquerors, but it didn't go well for him. He lost 51 to 90. We do have probably some interesting lists in here. I think some of them to watch. If we're talking about Tyranids, Samuel Kenny's playing Tyranids. I've played with him a couple times. He's a very, very solid Tyranid player. Hopefully he goes far. What is he up against this game in this round? He is playing against Stephen Bork, playing Thousand Suns. Interesting matchup. Tyranids, I think, definitely have what it takes to get through them, especially if you're playing Kronos. You have a little bit of the psychic protection, and we do have a Kronos attachment in Samuel's list. It's a Kronos plus Kraken, big units of Tyranid warriors. Good stuff. Yeah, I think there's just the 1,000 Suns, chat, unfortunately. I only see 1,000 Suns. Not everyone actually submitted their list. I wonder if there were some last-minute additions, what I imagine. William Pagonis, who I know is a member of the Discord community, he's playing Ravenwing. I know he's a pretty solid player as well. Up against Lou Fournier, playing also Wreck-A Truck Squig Buggies and Megatrex Scrap Jets. Hopefully the Ravenwing can get through that. I'm sure Valdor would be appreciative if they can win. But we also see a lot of Tyranids, actually. I think there's 3 Tyranid players out of the event, which is a lot. They're kind of overrepresented. We also have a lot of Tyranids, a lot of Death Guard. Very interesting metagame for this tournament. In addition to all of the Orcs, I don't see any Adeptus Mechanicus, actually, chat. Oh, no, there's one. Nope, it dropped. So we got 1 ad mech that was a no-show. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted to see. All right. Well, this is actually a pretty sick layout of or a spread of players. Oh, excuse me, 2,000 Suns list. There's 2,000 Suns. Another one running 3 Vindicators, chat. Triple Vindicators. How many Drukari? Let's take a look.
Because they're shooting guns, I get to reroll my wounds. So, alright then. Oh yeah, that.
There actually might be no Drukari. Am I going absolutely insane?
I'm gonna go for this too.
My turn? No.
Yes.
Oh.
There are 2x 1,000 suns. It's exactly 2,000 suns today.
Overwatch.
Let me make sure.
Yeah, I don't see any Drukari. I know there's at least one Harlequins. But other than that, I don't even see any Eldari. What a healthy metagame for this this event, chat. Just an overrepresentation of a Death Guard, which makes a lot of sense if you're in a meta with not a lot of Adeptus Mechanicus, because that tends to be kind of like the big heavy shooting off of Admech is not great for an army that's relatively slow and just kind of plods across the table. But if you're not seeing a lot of Admech, then, I mean, seems fine.
On the guard of the high variety.
There are some Iron Hands.
Not very well known, but
One Iron Hands, it looks like.
that guy.
Yeah, also not a lot of Space Marines. What a wild what a wild game. What a wild tournament. Some interesting ones. We do have a mixed Imperium list with a lot of foot custodians. This is coming from Tyler Houghton-Mimey? Excuse me? 3 units of Sagittarium, 2 units of Shield Custodians, a unit of 5 Virtus Praetors, 1 Telemon Dreadnought with double fists, and then a unit or a detachment of Tempestus Scions, 2 units of Tempestus Scions, and 2 units of Crusaders. I love this list, chat. We're really taking the downside of the low model count of Adeptus Custodes and really shoring it up with those really efficient options out of Astra Militarum. Very cool list. Hopefully that one does well. We have 1 Space Wolves coming out of Ian Donovan. Looks like triple Wolf Guard with jump packs, Blade Guard veterans, 2 Redemptor Dreadnoughts, a Chapter Master Lieutenant, 2 Incursor Squads, 1 Assault Intercessor Squad, 2 units of Longfangs, and a drop pod, 2 Cyber Wolves. Pretty standard Space Wolf stuff. Come from that one. Ian Donovan playing that one. And then I saw a couple Grey Knights as well. Looks like 2 Grey Knights. Maybe just one. Maybe just 1 Grey Knight, actually. Well, that's less than I expected. Interesting stuff. Well, chat, if anybody has any requests for factions that I should try to get on in round 2, right now, only 3 undefeated so far as the round is just starting to get to somewhere close to an endpoint. We have Orcs, Death Guard, 2 Death Guard lists actually undefeated right currently. But let me know if there's something you want me to try to get on.
No, he's too far away.
So yeah, looks like we got Wraiths coming in to engage the Hive Guard, another Wraith unit getting in on the Neurothrope, it looks like.
Looks like I chose the right side of the board for only this situation.
I have them to ignore terrain. Don't make me deal with terrain. That's what I took them. Years they had it. Don't nerf them because no one's bottom anymore. Alright, Warriors over here. Gonna get Overwatch, so. Yeah, made that easily. We can easily make it here. That's what's that? No, yeah, 9 is okay. 9. No, yeah, I made this easily. Do not touch the woods. And I think it's all I get in base contact at this point. Actually, if I touch, I'm not in it, correct? So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I can't get them in there, can I? Oh, that's why your guns are sticking so far. I'm not touching their base yet.
They're real long boys.
Yeah, the Devourer Termagant's a big downside of that unit that nobody really talks about is how obnoxious the model is. Not only is it like annoying to place, but also it's so big it often gives your opponent good lines of sight onto you when you don't want it to. I think I've talked about it before. I'm not like a huge fan of that unit, and that's like one of the many reasons why. Although, if you are building like a Devour Termagant combo with the new abilities, like +1 to hit and reroll wounds, on those guys is real good. It's real good. They already rolled our 1s to wound if they're a large unit. But reroll 1s and 2s is solid if you have a Turvagon in there. That said, I mean, you could also put all those buffs on Hiveguard, so... I mean... The eternal problem of the Tyranid Codex. Just put buffs on Hiveguard.
Because you had him here, and you're like, damn it, and in a sense of frustration, pulled him back too far.
Yeah, I had to. The -2, it stopped everything. So I'm going to get a plasma because I don't have a choice here. Okay.
The Silent King going down. Or he's like 13 wounds left or something.
Yes, he's not going to die, but it's going to hurt. Alright, I'll have the Nightbringer go first because I don't want him to die. Or take any wounds. Or... I just don't want you to not do anything, ever.
I forget what Davies invulnerable.
He doesn't have one now.
Oh, we ignore his invulns?
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
2!
He's a sort of side.
All hit. What's your toughness?
T7.
I have strength 14. So, 2s.
Wonderful.
Oh, there's a 1. If I roll low, you know what? I don't mind staying in combo with him. The worst case comes down to it, so I'll save that. All wound. Except, well, 5 wounds. So, D6 each.
Alright, he has 15, or 16.
6, 10, 16, 17, 18 wounds.
Perfect. Does he
No pain either.
explode?
Ah, that might hurt.
Does not. No, Daniel.
So,
How you doing? How you doing?
That was
pretty good. We're playing a little bit slow here. Alright, I mean, they got the...
So blew up the Dimacron with the Nightbringer.
So,
To be expected, I think. Punching through that thing's a vulnerable save is a pretty easy way to kill it.
that is going to be 16. Okay.
Unfortunately, turning into a bit of a rout. That is classic round 1 of a GT.
4.
We'll see some better games later on, though, I think.
Sorry, come on, that was a miss.
Unfortunate for Tyranids, because I do think that this is a very winnable matchup for them. You'd have to place a lot of it, as Zachary's been talking about. He's very new to Tyranids and hasn't played 40k very much in recent times for obvious reasons. But
Other T5, actually.
I think a benefit or some matchup knowledge that's important is sort of respecting that Veil of Darkness. So a lot of times, like you keep your really trash units up in the front here to screen out this area of the table from the top of one Veil of Darkness.
They have a 4 saves.
And then you can put like Hiveguard here so that they have a better lines of sight around places, and then you wrap them up with the Gene Stealers so that the Wraiths can't get in on them turn 1.
6 with 2 damage each. That's actually fair.
And that's generally what you're going to be trying to do. You can use like your character's Lookout Surge to screen out the back corners. And then your opponent doesn't have any, or the Demacarons even, you know, they can't be blocked by the Obscuring, so they have to they eat the shots from the main ears regardless, so it doesn't really matter where the Demacarons stand. And you, from there, you're basically immune to the turn 1 Veil of Darkness hit. I'm not sure that those Hiveguard are placing coherency, to be honest. I think their bases are larger than 2 inches, so you have to stack them.
Combat, so you can't swing back, but I can still pile in. So, I mean, you can't swing back now.
Yeah, it was only inefficient, but they're already over there.
I'm going to charge over. You can interrupt if you want to, but...
I only have 1 CP.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 attack each, yeah. I am hungry boy though, so attack 5. You got this 3, you don't care. They would have had it 2, but we need to have any other character, so... Okay. Okay, hitting on 2s, rerolling the 1s. King's there. No, I don't get to reroll that.
So did the Wraiths not pile into the Hiveguard?
I don't understand how that works.
Seems unnecessary.
Imagine giving Necrons nice things.
Freeze. These I can reroll. Reroll wounds for some reason.
Alright, conversion. 5.
5.
Assuming any AP.
None.
So I get my 6 ups?
Yes.
What you're telling
Thanks for
me?
the follows.
6 ups.
Hope everyone's having a good weekend.
I get none of them? 5. Check out the back row. Oh my god, this thing.
Not that bad. Got tails, man.
He had 2 guns hooked on his tail. Holding out.
I could pile in with him, but I'm not going to.
So this game we have Tyranids versus Necrons. It's sort of
Oh, alright.
we are top of round 2, but things are sort of wrapping up. The Necrons unfortunately went first, and the Tyranids were kind of poorly set up to take the Alpha Strike, so it lost a lot of stuff, and we're kind of out of position. So the Necrons are I guess, confirming a little bit of a route. But we are running, or we're streaming 3 games today, so we'll have 2 more games after this, and then 2 more games tomorrow for the finals.
I already said and I forget 4.
Freeze. There's my snake eyes. You gotta have snake eyes, man. 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 ups. It's 5 wounds. Oh, that died right there. 8 3 ups. 1 thing.
Dead.
Do you want to? Oh yeah, it's
2 damage each.
he's dead in either way.
He's dead, Jim.
He's not an explodey boy, right? He's just a brain boy. There's no way. No. Thank God.
Now this works out, because now on a pilot, I can still tag your plasma boy. Okay then. So, one from Highlands, you can fight back over here. So I'm gonna tag him.
I have 5 guns function.
Just go that way a bit. Maybe that pile in that way.
Ooh, 1 gun hit.
Highlands are like ranges, so and consolidate whatever it's called.
Warriors team, right?
4.
Not. Ooh, not lose anyway.
No AP.
No AP.
4 up. Nope.
Get in there! Get in there!
I'm gonna take a wavy guy here. That's a whole unit, right? So to get back up. Nope. Oh, if I want, I can roll it. Nope. I wanna die.
These gaunts have not moved all game, but they've been clanking.
And yet they haven't accomplished anything.
No. But they've been rolling hot. They saw the camera and they want to show off.
It is. I believe your turn.
My turn. Am I on any objective anymore? No, I've been thwarted on no objective. Evicted. So no primary. I stopped scoring anyway, it's fine. I guess we have Gene Stealers and a Broodlord who can come and kill this. That's about it.
Remember, phase damage.
I'm not sure what that is.
Reload for phase and max.
Oh, that one.
Yep.
Well, I do have, he's at 8.
I know you can try very hard with rolling hard, but I do not think you have enough. Might be better off on that by range. I'm still not sure there. I mean, honestly, you don't kill the sniper and he will kill you. But again, the rest of the world will kill you. So,
Oh yeah, I don't know if I'm killing anything anymore.
oh, for the record, everything I have is option. So I do your movements and don't forget your lictor.
What,
You have a lictor, remember?
what is the defensive profile on these, please?
Toughness 5.
Okay.
And 3 of armor, 4 thimble.
Alright.
They've been tying a crap up the whole game. I think this nice big devastating unit. Okay, you're tied up with guys who won't care.
How much do you move with an 8?
I cannot describe how much first turn helped me out this game. I mean,
Oh, yes, for sure. I think we were our first turn decides winner type of game.
right now, the fact that the killing power's gone up so high and the defensive profiles just haven't, that tells you right there, like, okay, so killing's more important, and that means killing first.
Remember the end of 8th edition where you actually had the decision to know if you were going first or second before you deployed?
Oh God.
We had like 4 months.
They changed their whole deployment, and then they seized, and everyone. I got seized on over half the time. I swear to God, it was not even funny.
You're right. It was downright hilarious. I'm sure.
Well, I kept finding Armour's got a reroll with it, or like a +1, or like okay.
Oh yeah, don't 8 inches on GT. Don't GSC get the reroll the thing, the CZ initiative?
They wanted to go second. Army's always planned to go second. That was the whole era of everything's in reserve.
Units with infantry can still walk through ruins.
Yeah, that's
right?
fine. There's no things up there. It's light cover.
Let's say, like, I'm just remembering ITC L's and Gene Stealer.
I think it's light cover. I'll double check, but I believe it's fine. Usually it's crater. Yeah, +1 range weapons. The involves are not affected, of course. My God, that matter. +1 your invul save. I'm gonna sit here the whole game and never move ever. GW figured out real quick that if I can do nothing and be better, I'm gonna do that every game.
Wonderful. Anyone else can move? Excuse me.
Now I think your bug can fire into combat, but
This boy probably.
yeah, but that's fine. If he falls back, you can't shoot at all, I would think.
Psychic. So he will try to psychic scream these friends over here.
Cool. I got 2 disposable ones.
Psychic scream was a 5. IIRC.
Where is he? That's the Druid Lord? Yeah, okay.
What do you do it? Second scream, will charge at 5. Goes off on a 7, so this D3. Oops. 1. And then a regular schmite. Ooh, on a 10. Okay. I thought I perils again. He already perils once this game.
Is that a super smite?
Super smite 11 enough or just 10 enough?
I think 11, I don't know.
I'm gonna assume 11 enough. I don't actually ever play with Psychers because I'm a Custode player. It does another one anyway, even if it was a super smite. Good job.
Doesn't he have to? Closest unit.
Yeah, I was actually counting that. These boys are 5 inches away. These are more than 5 inches.
I think, ironically, chat to the CZ Initiative discussion, I think, from what I remember, the only faction that had a manipulator for CZ Initiative was Necrons. They had a Forge World model who got to reroll their CZ Initiative roll, if I remember correctly.
Shooting is only this guy. Extreme player to combat, if I remember correctly. Because his, oh, he has powerful limbs. He has a melee profile.
Oh, he's got to fight. Well, not pile in, so he can't fight this turn.
He's a heavy.
Alright.
Heavy 6. Does heavy fire into combat? I forgot.
Alright, so your movement, then psychic, then shooting. Okay. Now, if he's shooting the guys with the raise, it's -1 to hit because I'm melee with them.
Okay, that's fine.
I think otherwise he stays stationary, which is you normally fire twice or whatever that should do. The Hive Guard cannot shoot because they're in combat.
Actually.
Use a monster. Iron Touch is 5. Do your thing.
Oh, that's what it was. If this model did not move in its movement phase, add 1 to its hit rolls in the following shooting phase. Cool.
Alright. You can choose to shoot twice with him too. Might be a better bet. Oh, wait, I have CP left.
I have only 2 CP left, so I was going to use it to maybe interrupt next turn with Gene Stealers. What is the idea? So we're just going to, I guess, fire Exocrines 6 shots in combat. Hitting on force. Hitting on force. Come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Force. Oh my god, he's cranking. And then what'd you say these boys were?
Toughness 5.
5, so 3s, correct? Yeah, he's strength 7. 3s. That's much worse.
Nope. You haven't rotted yet either, right?
Oh, like they're... Fuck. I lost this game, it's fine. -3 flat 2s.
How many?
2. Dose.
Orphanball. That's not real one. That's the unit? That was a shooting, right?
Yeah, those are shooting.
Shooting activation, okay. And he's doing it. Almost got out.
Reanimation quickness. Assaults. Gene Stealers. Into the, well, I guess I should do Brood Lord first, so I can see how many Gene Stealers I can get in. Brood Lord from these boys. Certainly makes it on a 7. Ah. 3 Gene Stealers. 10.
Real quick, where's your liquor would have gone?
If you want to back up to the liquor, we can.
Just put this, wherever I put him. If you want to put him in this turn, if not.
Sure. He would go in this corner and rod over here.
Cool. It does matter, so you can go from there to the other one.
Yeah, if it matters for you, here. Sure. If it matters for your VP, certainly.
It does. I kill him with something, I get points. He goes over there.
Get those ITC points.
Yes!
Healers 10? They got a big 10?
Let's see what his charge distance. Okay. Stop me if I'm trying to go.
And we can get these boys to attack. Come on, little boys.
Two ranks.
I think I might get them all. I think I might use one or two.
I call it a win, so I reduce them a bit. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose out.
Reduction.
I'll lose out on 3, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're losing on 4. This boy back here. Damn it. Okay, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These Steelers on this back. Okay, so assault's done. I guess I'll go and attack with Reward first since he's the most vulnerable. Well then, I guess I can get more Gene Stealers if I actually do this game correctly. Play game correctly. Thoughts, opinions, Pog.
All the pilot and all that, yep.
So I'll pile him that way. Then I don't actually know how hard he punched. Broodlord punch hard? Broodlord probably punch hard. He big bug. He has 6 attacks? Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks. Hitting on 2s. They are strength 5, minus 3, d3. You can reroll failed wound rolls for this weapon. In addition, each time you make a wound roll of a 6-up, that is resolved of AP minus 6 and flat 3.
Cool.
So, let's roll charge dice in here. 2's hit. Cool. He is strength 5. So you said you were T5?
T5.
Plus.
2.
And no flat 3s. So these are minus 3d3.
Okay, well. Hell both. Ouch. 1 each or 2 each?
D3.
Oh!
So
2?
2.
And another 1. Oh, 2. So, okay. Huh. I don't need this turn, so that's fine. I'll keep tied up. That's him.
Then Gene Stealers.
Go, Broodlord.
Very close.
Got him.
Gene Stealers will take their 3 inch.
I'd rather hold on to the objective, honestly. Or not, because you got OPSEC on there now. I have OPSEC too.
This boy can move.
There's some questionable pile-ins, not gonna lie.
This boy can move his 3 to here.
Kitty Crew, thanks for hanging out. Hope you come back later on. Good luck with your real-life stuff.
Now we get all Gene Stealers. Alright, I'm remembering how to play this game now. 40k, fun.
Logic.
It only took until, what, the bottom of 3? So then, Gene Stealers have, what, 3 attacks each? I forget. Yeah, 3 attacks each. So that's 1, 2, 3,
Oh, they
4,
get
5,
additional
6,
attack.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That's okay. Who needs it?
36. Yeah. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. What did I just do? 15, 18, 21, 7, 30. I have 6 attacks after this.
Do you guys know how much time I got left? 'Cause I think we're down to like 10 minutes.
Probably.
So no.
I'll give him a time check.
3 ups. I hate this phone so
I'll check
much.
in on time for you guys.
Thank you.
It makes me bump so many other dice. It's a 4 or a 2. It's a 4, but 2 of them were hidden. Axe giving out. So 3s to hit. And then 5s to wound, I believe.
Toughness 5, so yeah.
Yep. Oop, that's a 6.
I got the toughness out of this because I can't do a full round after this.
No, for sure not. You win the game, so that's all I know. I'm fine with that. 8.
6, 7, 8. -1 on all cases, yes.
Oh, the 6s are -4 because they're acid.
Before pinball. So it's all at least -1?
At least -1.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You got a lot of, holy crap, 6s. Where's the more than ones you need of those, huh?
So round ends at 4:45, so you guys got 10 minutes.
Yeah, okay, no more round at this. I suffer 5 of them. I'm trying to reroll on those, but I don't care, so, alright. 5 wounds total, so 1. I'm gonna take him out, actually.
There's only a few minutes left in this round, everybody.
6 more concealer attacks.
I just talked to the TO. We're gonna go for about 10 more minutes. Probably have a talk out. They are gonna break for dinner for everyone. So the next round is gonna be back at around 6 p.m. U.S. Eastern. So about an hour and a half from now. We're going late today, boys. Going to midnight. I think the AOS GT started before this one, so they staggered the starts of them. But it does mean that today for the 40K GT is going to go pretty late. But I hope you hang out with us for the next 2 games after our break. It'll be a good time. And let me know in the comments what you want to see on stream next round, if you have a particular faction you're rooting for. Currently, Sam Kenny with Tyranids, undefeated, which is good. We have a Grey Knights undefeated, 2 Death Guard undefeated, 3 Death Guard undefeated, excuse me. Hot damn, Death Guard killing it. And then 1 Orcs so far, with most of the game still undecided.
And freeze. 5. Give me all the 1, that's right. 6.
God's gone. Oh, I got the 6 ups?
Yes, you do.
On 6, you said?
Yes. Well, boxcars might have a guy left.
How about none? Can I interest you in
okay.
none?
I kind of didn't. I want to live so I can have a killer without me farming. I'm in farming mode right now. I need to get all those points, but all right.
Farming simulator out here.
It matters. There's points, man.
For sure, for sure.
Okay, and they fought down the high guard you fight next, and the extra. Oh, high guard or the extra king?
The high guard, sure. Do their attacks matter? I wish I knew how many attacks the guard had. They have 2 attacks. 2, 4, 6. Force. That was no hits on the 4.
Okay.
You have to see it.
So raise. All but 4.
I'll look up Exocrine melee profile because he actually has one.
Raise pile in over here. On 4s in your high guard. That's not bad. I'm not double, but I'm higher, so 3s. Oh wow, that's a massive failure in life. Okay, 4.
4 in the Exocrine.
No, 4 on the
Oh,
high
and the
guard.
hive. Where is he? They have a 4 up armor save. What was the
-2, so 6s.
6s.
2 damage each.
Ooh.
So kill 1 and 1 wound. Cool.
Kill 1, 1 has 1 left.
Alright.
This boy in the middle of the 1 left. I'll take this boy.
Okay then. And I got, oh yeah, my singular wraith over here on the Extreme thought.
Exocrine's not fought now. So Exocrine can go. He has 3 attacks.
Oh, wait, high guard thought, okay.
Sorry, 7. Sorry. What's his weapon skill? Is it 4 up? Ooh.
Hey, go get him, Hexacrine. These guys are not if you roll like that, but they are
4 up.
not too bad in melee.
Hasn't been left.
Does blink that guy. Implant. Implant.
Ammunition 10, I lost.
Get him with the implant. Too bad.
This cable,
I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. Would have been cool.
Well, he's trying to get to the TO over there.
Oh,
Alright, that's gonna be it. We can't do another battle round after this.
no. Want me to go find Billy?
You probably should.
Do you want me to grab you a glass of water while I go find him?
I got a whole bottle of water, so I'm good with that. We need to talk this out, but I guess we need Billy for that, so.
For sure.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to talk out
Someone else is also gonna be talking
with
out.
the further remainder here, chat. I'll leave the stream going for now until the final scores have been input I don't believe that there's any additional secondary scored for the Tyranids here, so that's unfortunately a bit of a rout there. Only one engaged all front scored, it looks like. I don't even know if we retrieved Octaria's data. I don't think we did. A little bit of a buff coming out of that Octarius as well is the Leviathan supplement has a stratagem to fire and perform actions, which means you can rod turn 1 with Hive Guard, which is... This has been very much a Octarius Rising Tide stream, a little bit low-key.
Oh, you got him on the bugs?
But we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here for this round. Again, we'll be back around 6 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, so about an hour and 20 minutes or so from right now with the next 2 rounds. So hopefully you come back for that, and we'll stream those right through.
And engages. Total combat's the question. I would have gotten him.
Yeah, I have no idea how that works.
I would have focused fire on. He would have killed him probably. And I'm not going to max out Code of Combat because there's not much left. So I got definitely 1.
That is a downside of brutally tabling your opponent, for sure.
Another one of them and maybe another 1. I can't guarantee that though.
Whatever can be put in a theoretical, might as well take it. Because, like, why not?
I would max out engage. It's just going to happen. And we got rocks. I'm fully set up to rod all over the place. Primaries, I would have definitely 3, 2, 2. Yeah, okay. 3, probably not one there just in case. Wait, hold on. Oh, these are okay.
So congratulations to Erik for taking this one down against the Tyranids. We'll go ahead and wrap the stream up here. It looks like Dice Check's live, so we'll go hang out with them. So you can chill with them for the interim. You want to see Willie McFadden's freebooters list? Watch it on RTT. He was a great player. All right. Yeah, we'll take a look at what he's up against right now. It looks like he's probably up against Death Guard, so that'll be interesting. I do want to get Sam Kenny on the table as well, playing Tyranids. I mean, Tyranid bias obviously showing, but he's a phenomenal player, and I don't think gets enough coverage. So yeah, we'll see if we can get Will McFadden on here as well. Round 2 chat. Orcs versus Death Guard should be an interesting one. So we'll go hang out with Dice Check for now. And I'll be back in about an hour and a half. So I'll see you there, chat. Congratulations to Necrons for the win. And we'll see what we can get on for next round.